Looking at the theatrical landscape in June of 2026, the numbers presented a strange picture. Amazon MGM Studios launched a highly anticipated Masters of the Universe tentpole that completely flatlined. Instead, the weekend was dominated by the sixth installment of a 25-year-old parody franchise. This split-axis graph tracks the opening weekend of Scary Movie 6. The skyrocketing top line maps the film's record-breaking $55 million box office. Directly below, the plummeting line shows its abysmal C+ cinema score, indicating audiences largely disliked the movie they paid to see. The movie leans into that friction. The plot is heavily self-aware, billing itself as a rebootquel. It parodies modern horror hits like Sinners and Scream 6 by bringing back the original legacy characters, Cindy, Brenda, Ray, and Shorty, to face off against a new threat. But the script hides a brutal final joke. In the climax, the original legacy characters turn on the new, younger generation of actors. They tie them up, lock them in a house, and literally burn them alive, looking at the camera to declare that no one else will ever take over their franchise. That violent, ridiculous twist is a literal reenactment of a very real 20-year Hollywood feud. The Wayans brothers used the plot of a slapstick comedy to document exactly how they took their stolen intellectual property back from the studio system. In the early 2000s, brothers Marlon, Sean, and Keenan Ivory Wayans created a massive cultural phenomenon. They wrote, directed, and starred in the first two Scary Movie films, generating hundreds of millions at the box office and establishing themselves as highly profitable comedy masterminds. The distributor for those films was Miramax, run by executives Bob and Harvey Weinstein. To produce the third installment, the brothers sat down with the Weinsteins to negotiate their contracts. This chart compares the financial reality. Green bars show the massive global profits generated by Scary Movie 1 and 2. Red bars show the insulting pay cut offered for Part 3. The Wayans walked away, but Miramax retained full legal ownership of the trademark. The studio simply handed the Wayans' original script pitches and character concepts to other directors. Miramax produced 3 more sequels without the original creators, generating hundreds of millions of dollars. The studio proved executives do not need the original creators to successfully milk an intellectual property. This realization kicked off a 20-year exile for the Wayans from the franchise they built. Fast forward to the modern era. The Weinsteins fall into disgrace, and Miramax gets a new CEO, Jonathan Glickman. Looking for guaranteed returns, Glickman starts searching the company vault for dormant IP to revive and reaches out to the Wayans with a $30 million olive branch. But a studio deal can't magically reunite 4 brothers who pursued separate careers for 17 years. The actual catalyst happened far away from the studio lots. In 2023, Marlon Wayans stood in a hospital room beside his dying father, Howell Wayans. During one of their final conversations, Howell made a specific request. He told his sons that they make magic together and begged them to collaborate one last time, explicitly asking them to do it for him. Marlon shook his father's hand right there in the hospital room, making a final promise to bring the family together for one more project. The brothers' return to Scary Movie was a mechanism of grief. The massive studio budget was just the vehicle required to fulfill a dying patriarch's final wish. The brothers took Miramax's money and moved production entirely off the traditional Hollywood grid. They shot the film at Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, securing independent, creator-friendly grounds to execute their promise. On June 3, 2026, the Wayans family officially reunited at the Los Angeles premiere, standing together on a red carpet for a property they finally controlled again. Critics hated the film, handing it a 23% score on Rotten Tomatoes, but audiences bought tickets anyway. The movie grossed a staggering $176.6 million worldwide against its $30 million budget, delivering total financial vindication. That real-world financial victory is exactly what makes the fictional ending of the movie so satisfying. By executing the new generation of actors on screen, the original creators are openly torching the studio system that replaced them. In an industry built on separating creators from their work, the Wayans hijacked the machinery that exiled them. They used the studio's money to honor their bloodline and burned the old playbook to the ground.